So Shaytan will push you to try to look for fault with me. Finding a fault with me is not going to take away the fact that you don't know how to pray. Because where I'm from and who my parents are and what my race is ain't important. Okay? I know my religion. So you're letting Shaytan push you to negligence, to find some way out of accepting the truth. That's what Shaytan does when he sees you are weak in your faith. Does everybody understand that? What Shaytan does is he opens the door for those people who are weak in faith. He opens the door for them to reinterpretations. You don't want to accept the fact that the prophet did not make dua after salat. So Shaytan will open the door like he did for that woman yesterday to reinterpret it to mean something else. So you want to find something wrong with me. Well, maybe because she's from a different country, or maybe because she's a different color or a different race, she can be wrong. No, that doesn't work, sister. But this is what Shaytan does when he sees you're weak. He will open the door to you for reinterpretations of the religion. And he will give you false hopes and all that other stuff to keep you from learning the truth. So again, as Muslims, we're always battling against Shaytan with this when it comes to extremes. Either he makes you go to the extreme to be overzealous, or to the extreme to be negligent and procrastinate. And we're going to have to fight against him. Okay? So again, if Shaytan finds your heart alive and active and serious and desiring to work, he despairs from attacking you, and instead he will push you to strive even harder to become overzealous and become extreme. Okay? But if he sees your heart is weak, he will push you to be negligent or whatever. Okay? So we're going to have to fight against Shaytan with this. Also, another deception. Another deception used by Shaytan in his battle against the believer is to give pleasing names to forbidden things. For example, Shaytan called the tree that was forbidden to Adam the tree of everlasting life. That's how he got Adam to eat from that tree. Okay, Shaytan got Adam to eat from that tree by calling that tree the tree of everlasting life. Okay, and Allah speaks about this in the Quran in the interpretation of the meaning. But Shaytan whispered to him, saying, "O Adam, shall I show you the tree of immortality and power?" You know, Adam, what is it that all humans want? Adam wanted to be like the angels. He wanted to be immortal. All humans wish they could live forever. So Shaytan duped him by telling him that this tree was a tree of immortality. Okay? Or another example, look at music. Music is haram in Islam. Dancing is haram in Islam. Okay? Acting and stuff is haram in Islam. But these things are called forms of art. It's an art to be able to sing. It's an art to be able to dance. It's an art to be able to act. Okay, this is how Shaytan dupes us, by giving pleasing names to forbidden things. Okay? Also another example, look at wine. Wine is called the drink of happiness. There's nothing happy about being drunk. Okay? But Shaytan dupes us by giving haram things good names as a way of pulling us in to commit those sins. So thus, guys, as you can see, there are so many different tactics that Shaytan uses against us. Not just false hope, not just false promises, but also extremism. and also giving good names to bad things, and also making the evil look good and the good look evil. So thus it brings us to a question that many people ask. So how can we win? How can we win the battle against Shaytan? Since he's constantly, attacking us through this way and that way, how can we not fall victim to his trap? Well, we need to understand, guys, the greatest thing that can be used as a defense against Shaytan is to learn your religion and stick to the Quran and the authentic Sunnah. This is why Allah tells us in the Quran to seek knowledge of our religion. The Quran and the Sunnah, they represent the straight way. And it is Shaytan who struggles to steer us away from that straight way. Allah tells us in the interpretation of the meaning, and he commands you, saying, this is my path, so follow it. Follow not any other way, lest you will be separated from his way. So Shaytan will do everything, guys, to pull us away from the straight path paradise. So this is why we have to stick to the Quran and stick to the Sunnah. Like I was trying to explain to those sisters yesterday in the Hadith class. This is the Sunnah. The Prophet taught us how to pray. Prayer is an act of worship. It must be done the way the Prophet taught us. Stick to the praying the way he prayed, and you won't be misguided or confused. But so many people deviate from his way. They innovate with their prayers. And so now you learning the truth from the Quran and the Sunnah as to how to pray, and now you got Shaytan trying to keep you from learning, trying to distract you, trying to take you back because of your weakness of faith. Okay? So this is the best protection against him, to stick to the Quran and the authentic Sunnah, to learn to do things the way the Prophet taught us, not the way anyone else taught us. Okay? Because whenever we deviate away from the way of Allah and his Prophet, this is when we end up deviating into innovation or downright wrongful evil. So if the person follows what comes from Allah in his beliefs and his actions and his worship, and if the person avoids what Allah has forbidden, then he will be protected from Shaytan. Allah tells us this in the Quran in the interpretation of the meaning. O you who believe, come all of you into submission and follow not the footsteps of Shaytan, because he is an open enemy for you. Whoever does not follow any part of Islam has in fact followed in a footstep of Shaytan. So for those sisters out there who, for example, refuse to wear hijab, you are following in the footsteps of Shaytan. For you men out there who refuse to wear a beard, you are following in the footsteps of Shaytan. Okay? For those people out there who eat from the forbidden sources, you are following in the footsteps of Shaytan. Okay, so the way to protect from him is to stay on the straight path. And the straight path involves not only doing things the way Allah legislated, but also doing what he ordered us to do without question. Sticking to the Quran and the Sunnah in your words and actions will make Shaytan so angry. It will infuriate him. We have a hadith whereas once the Prophet ﷺ said, when the son of Adam reads a verse of prostration and then prostrates, Shaytan leaves him and says, woe to me, the son of Adam was ordered to prostrate and he did so, and he will be granted paradise. I was ordered to prostrate and I disobeyed, and I will be in the hellfire. And this is the attitude that Shaytan takes whenever you obey him. When you put that hijab on and walk out the house, Shaytan becomes angry. He says, subhanallah, Allah commanded the believing women to cover their bodies. She covered her body so she will enter paradise. I wouldn't obey Allah and I'm going to hell. When you wear your beard, Shaytan becomes angry. Subhanallah, he's obeying Allah. He's growing a beard. I didn't obey Allah, and I'm going to be in the hellfire.